Hello everybody and welcome back to Positivity with me, Danielle. So last time I was talking to you guys, I said that I was gonna I wanted to bring up a couple subjects. So I've been deciding if I wanted to make these discussions I want to talk about into two or one, and I think I'm just gonna keep it as one. So today's show is basically about trying to figure out if it's more easier in this world of 2019 to be fake and phony, to just keep it real. So I'm going to talk about some things. I did ask some people, pretty much people I know and maybe some people on social media. I didn't go big with it like I wanted to because I was having a hard time with my live. My live doesn't always want to go, which is why, like I said, I'm considering a podcast, because the live is funny and I really want to be able to interact with people one-on-one. I think it's just such a better experience to get feedback. Even though I could just interview somebody and we could go back and forth, but I also just feel like it's easier to just sort of be able to speak freely and have somebody speak back. Sorry if my hat is like blocking my face, but this is what I wear today, and today is when I wanted to record. So, as everyone knows, I've been going through a lot with my health, and I'm actually doing a lot better right now. As I told y'all before on the other episode that I did, I went through a lot with surgery and healing, and I'm almost clear to go back to work, thank God. So I'll be back on my grind soon, but I will continue to do my shows, so don't think it's going to stop. I actually want to add to my show. I want to start sort of franchising a little bit. So winter is coming up, fall's coming up, so I want to get into some clothing. So I am looking for someone to start that journey with me with some positivity clothes. I also want to start a herbal tea that my girlfriend Lottie is going to help me with, and sort of to help people feel good and positive, which is a positivity. So I will be starting that, so I want you guys to keep a lookout for that. I also want to do like little group sessions and little stuff, so I'll get into more and more. But anyway, for today's subject, because I'm getting off of the subject by talking about everything else, even though this stuff is important too, but I do want to talk about the subject. So today's subject is fake and phony. So I interviewed some people, pretty much just asking them questions on social media, and I said, in this world, do you look at yourself as fake and phony? Of course, a lot of people were like, no, I'm real. There's not a lot of people that's genuine, but I'm genuine. And I mean, most people will say that. They'll say I'm real, and you're not going to get a lot of people to say that they're fake. And then the people that say that they're fake, they have like they have an in-between that sort of justifies it. Like, oh, I'm fake at times when I don't really know people or whatever, but I'm a real person. So you're never genuinely going to get somebody to just be like, yeah, I'm fake and phony. I'm just saying, I'm just speaking, being honest. In my opinion. I mean, I don't know. Maybe y'all think someone will come up and say that, but I don't believe so. So what I was trying to figure out is what I wanted people to pretty much define fake and phony. So I started asking, so people that's fake and phony, like, what makes you real? You're saying you're real, you're saying you're genuine, what makes you real? So a lot of people say, I tell the truth about everything. I don't believe that at all. I don't think nobody genuinely 100% tells the truth. Even if you're lying to spare somebody's feelings or whatever, you're still lying. So I feel like even if you're lying for a job, or you're lying to benefit you somehow, or benefit your kids, or benefit anybody, you're still lying. So at the end of the day, nobody's 100% genuine. I can't believe that. Nobody never lies. I can't believe that. But I don't think lying makes you fake and phony. See, so that's certain things that I was coming up with to sort of explain why I want to talk about this subject, and sort of explain why I think it's so easy to actually be fake and phony, and maybe not even realize that you're being fake and phony. So to me, lying it doesn't make you unreal. It doesn't. Now, if you're just lying because you want to hype yourself up and stuff like that, then I would consider that fake and phony. I feel like if you can't be yourself and who you are with people, especially that you consider friends or family, then something's not right with that. So if you feel like you gotta be fake and you gotta pretend to be something that you're not, or pretend to have all this stuff that you're not, or pretend that you're doing all this stuff by yourself and you're really not, and you're just being fake and phony with people that you're actually close to, something's not right with that. Either you personally have an issue with being real and keeping it 100, or you feel like your friends are going to judge you, and then maybe they're not your friends. Just my opinion. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just speaking my mind. I just see a lot of stuff, and I just be wondering why people do so much fake and phony stuff. But then I sort of realized that it's so easy. It's actually, to be honest, it's actually easier to be fake and phony than to be real. Because when you let certain people in and let them know what's going on. See, I'm the type of person, as you can see from this show, I want to let you guys in. I want to let people in to what's going on with me. So people can say, dang, I'm going through this, but she's going through this, or somebody else is going through this, or other people go through the same thing that I go through. I want to sort of open up a positive circle where everyone could speak about certain things and maybe we could benefit each other. I found out about certain things with like getting my hospital surgeries paid for and stuff like that through someone I didn't really even know that was at a group that I was at, a counseling group. And I didn't even know her, but I listened to her talk, and listening to her talk, she opened up and she told the truth, and it helped me in the long run. And I want to do that for other people. I want people that's struggling with certain things to be able to come forward to other people, especially women. Don't get me wrong, I'm not only talking to women, but I feel like as women, for some reason, we're just such against each other, and I feel like we shouldn't be. I feel like women empowerment can be so big. We can take over the world. And I just feel like if we can combine our resources and we can talk more, we can really help each other, especially single mothers and just women with health issues, women with work issues, income issues. I just feel like if we all can just talk to each other, we can help each other. Why can't everybody succeed? That's how I feel. Everybody in the world can succeed. Women, men, whatever. We all can succeed in the same world. It doesn't have to be a person at the top. And of course, it's always going to look that way. You know, that's already how we look at things, is it's a big person on the top and whatever. But we can all be at the same level of success. We can all be doing good in this world. We just have to use our resources that we all have different resources, but we don't combine them because we get certain information and we keep it to ourselves instead of passing it around, which is sort of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find out information from other people, and I'm trying to pass it to everyone in a way where nobody doesn't have to ask and feel a type of way, or somebody doesn't have to want to share their information or say that they had that information, but I can just sort of get that information and share it with you guys, and y'all share it with somebody else, and before you know it, we all have them same resources and that same information. So like I said, that's a big problem. Women are at each other's necks, comparing each other to each other, when at the end of the day, the only person you should be in competition with, honestly, is yourself. Even if you have a friend and your friend is doing a little better than you or a lot better than you, whatever, that friend, if they're really your friend, eventually is going to want you to succeed too. So maybe they're trying to get where they need to get, and then they're going to help you there. I mean, you don't always got to look at it as somebody surpassing you because they don't care about you. That's not true. And if they're really your friends or really your family, then it's not true. Eventually they're succeeding, but they're succeeding for you too. So I had people that sort of wrote me back and was telling me like, oh, my girlfriend got a job at such and such, and she was making a whole bunch of money, but she ain't tell me about the job, so I feel like she faking for me. I sort of feel that, because she could have told you about the job and then you could have filled out for the job yourself. But when it comes to her putting a word in for you, if she just got the job, she couldn't do that. You get what I'm saying? So it depends. It's two ways to look at that. Maybe she's trying to get in, and then maybe when she's getting in and she's dug in and she knows she's there, then she could find out who's who, and then she can get you in. So it could go either way. I think that's something that you need to talk to your friend about. Now, when I say fake and phony, I feel like if that's truly your friend, you should express that to her. You should let her know how you feel about that situation. Sorry for the interruption. But that's another big problem that we have, is we have a lot of people that They don't express how they feel. They don't talk to each other. You're supposed to have this friend or this family member, these people that you care about and that you're close to, but meanwhile, you're not expressing how you feel. I don't care if you have a problem with somebody. I don't care if you actually fight a friend. At the end of the day, if y'all cannot talk and y'all cannot figure things out, whatever the situation is, if y'all can't sit down with each other or talk on the phone and figure it out, that person, y'all were never friends. Y'all were never loved ones. Y'all never cared about each other. Because even if you need some space, that's fine. But there should be a time where you sit and think to yourself, like, okay, I want closure to this situation. Even if you can't be, y'all decide y'all can't be friends, y'all should still be able to have that closure to the situation. If you got a problem with somebody, you should be able to approach that person and say, you know, this is my problem. Especially if you care about that person and that person is supposed to be your friend or family. You should be able to approach that person and talk to that person. So that's something that I define as, if you would rather play it off like things are good, or play the blame game, or sit there and pretend to, you know, just be friends with somebody else, or do that stuff, to me is fake and phony. Because if you feel a type of way, if you think about somebody, and this could be in a relationship too, if you think about somebody, maybe your ex, and I feel like you should express how you feel about this person. You shouldn't just sit there and replace that person with another person when you still stuck on that one person, because at the end of the day, you're being fake and phony to yourself. You're lying to yourself about your own feelings, and then you never know. Y'all could have maybe worked it out. Y'all could have compromised, but by you basically doubting yourself, now that person moves on. You move on with somebody that you really don't want to be with. That's not going to work out, and it was just a whole waste of time. So again, my definition, pretty much what I'm trying to get to, my definition of being real. My definition of being real is being true to yourself. Meaning, you know who you can tell certain things and who you can't tell certain things. You know personally. So, if you feel like you can't be yourself around a certain person, maybe you shouldn't be around that person. Now, if you're around a person here and there, I understand. Maybe you got a friend of a friend, or family member, boyfriend, girlfriend, or somebody like that, but you sort of got this feeling from them. Just don't get close to that person when you know that you can't be yourself and you're not comfortable with that person. That's being true to yourself. Being true to yourself is, if you feel like you need to say something to somebody, come out and say it. You don't got to express it on social media. You don't got to go to somebody else and talk about that person. You don't got to do all that. Just express yourself to that person. The worst they can do is ignore you or respond to you in the way that you don't want them to respond. But so what? At least you got it off your system and you got it out there and it's done. And then life goes on. And that's your closure to the situation, instead of just letting it linger or letting it go on and being fake and phony to yourself, like I said. Another definition of being true to yourself, to me, is just expressing yourself, period. Like, just saying how you feel and being happy with yourself. Yeah, we all have our insecurities. I know I have mine. We all have our insecurities, but at the end of the day, you gotta love yourself too. You might not like certain things about yourself, and maybe it's certain things that you can't change. We all got things that we can't change that we don't like. But at the end of the day, you still have to have that love for yourself. And if somebody else can't love the fact that you love yourself, then they don't deserve you. And that's just the bottom line of it. Is no way around it. We also have to stop accepting stuff that we know we don't want to deal with, just because we don't want to be alone, or just because we feel like we need friends. At the end of the day, when you see them signs, and we all see signs of situations that's going on, but meanwhile we ignore them because we feel like we care for this person, or this person is my friend, or this person is my boyfriend, or this person is that. No, you need to express how you feel about the situation when it happens, because in the long run, when you just get tired of it and then you're just done with the situation, it might be on you. It might be on you at the end of the day. This person is just going to flip it and put it on you, because all that time that they was doing stuff to you, you never expressed the situation. You never said, oh, I feel a type of way about this. So you just as guilty as that person, even if it's not your fault, because you let it go on. So to me, being true to yourself is just loving yourself and, you know, letting people know how you are. This is me, and accept me for who I am. So fake and phony to me will probably be somebody not being true to themselves. So, I mean, that's my definition of it. I didn't want to get into it too much because, like I said, this is positivity. We're talking about positive stuff. But I think people take fake and phony as somebody pretending to have stuff that they don't have, and this, that, and the third. But to me, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than pretending to have stuff or be a certain way on social media. I feel like it's an underlying situation with that. Like, you have to pretend for what? You need people to accept you for what? You need people to think you got all this stuff for what? Like, there's more to it. You feel this type of way because of your own insecurities. So at the end of the day, social media, okay, whatever. You don't know half of them people anyway. So you're going to be how you're going to be. I don't judge nobody. It is what it is. You let people know what you want them to know, not everything. And nobody should know everything about you anyway. But to people that you close to, your friends and family, if you holding back from them and you can't be yourself with them, something's just not right with that. You also need to look at yourself, and you also need to look at the people that surround you, because you have people that are truly there for you and truly support you and love you and care about you, but you can't see that because your insecurities in yourself. I can't let this person know I don't got this, or I don't live like this, or I don't got that, because you're judging them and you're like, I don't want them to come back and judge me. That's not good. That's a sign of being fake and phony to yourself. And just living like that is very stressful. It causes depression. It causes psychotic breaks. It can cause anything. It can cause people to be bipolar because you're one way, then you're another way, or you feel one way and then you feel another way and you can't really control it. So being, like, expressing yourself and being yourself is a very important thing. Being true to yourself is a very important thing. And I think that is the definition of being real. It's not being down to die for somebody or whatever, or holding somebody down in jail or blah, blah, blah. All that to me is not real. You can be a true friend by holding somebody down in jail. You can be just loyal by being, you know, not snitching on somebody or whatever. I don't really think that makes you real, because you could just not snitch on somebody because you're scared of that person. So does that make you real? I believe not. I think being true to yourself and how you feel, and letting people know up front, this is me, and you're going to accept me the way I am, or you're not going to accept me at all. I think that is a big step. And being able to separate, you know, the good stuff in your life from the bad things in your life. And certain times you have to deal with bad things in your life, or you have to deal with people that may not understand you or may not support you. But at the end of the day, you being you and loving you, you're going to make it through that situation and eventually be around people that actually care about you and support you and love you for who you are. So that's my definition of true. Being true to yourself and being real, as people say. Now, the fake and phony, like I said, I feel like there's so many different definitions to that. Being fake and phony to me is like if somebody says, hey, I'm an actor in Hollywood, and we find out later that they work at Walmart. That person is not really being fake and phony to me, because maybe I'm not their friend, and maybe they don't have to express what they really do in their real life to me, but they're being fake and phony to themselves. Because if you feel like you got to go all out your way to impress people you don't even know, that's not a good sign. It's not. And we all been there. We all done it. I have done it myself. So I'm sure we all have done it. Maybe even unconsciously. You just, you know, don't want to let people know about little struggles you go through or stuff you go through. Just like how we could be going through stuff health-wise, and I'll straight up be like, I could be going through it and I'll be like, I'm fine, even though I'm not. But at the end of the day, I don't want pity. I don't want people to feel bad for me. So that's why I take so long when I do my videos. I don't like do videos of me in all this pain and going through my surgeries. I do videos of me coming through it and feeling better and getting myself together, because I want to be positive. I want to be encouraging. I don't want people feeling bad for me or anything like that, because we all go through things, and the whole world is going through things, and people get surgeries every day. So I just want to show you, you know, if you go through what I go through, you can make it through. And if you need someone to talk to, I'm here because I went through it. So with all that being said, that's the end of today's episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry if it wasn't as nitty gritty as some people probably wanted it to be, thinking that the subject is about fake and phony. But I really wanted to talk about just inner peace and, you know, loving yourself. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Bye.
So my question of the day is, if you were wheelchair bound and you couldn't get out the chair and you had friends that didn't accept it, would you still be their friend? Would you still hang around them people? Because if not, it's the same thing when people don't accept you for who you are.
Okay, so for today's word of advice, I want to say, let people love you how you love yourself. Meaning nobody's going to love you as much as you love you. But at the end of the day, if people don't love you for who you are and accept you for who you are and see your struggles and what you go through every day and respect it, then they don't deserve your love. Period.